What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Premium. Huge thank you to Josh Brown over here at Subaru of Sterling, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Crosstrek or any Subaru product, then I'll be sure to have Josh's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It is a beautiful and chilly mid-February day outside here today, but it is a bit breezy, so I apologize in advance if there is any wind noise in today's video. But just like usual, first I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Premium, and this particular one's been painted in the $395 Daybreak Blue Pearl. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2025, the bigger 2.5 liter engine is now standard with the premium trim level and up. The base still gets the 2 liter 4-cylinder as standard. But this particular one being the premium, as standard, you get the LED steering responsive headlights with high beam assist, as well as LED daytime running lights, standard turn signals, and LED fog lights. Now I'm going to take a few steps to the left, give you a front-on shot of the Crosstrek. So this thing was fully redesigned in 2024, and I think still to this day it looks much better than the previous gen Crosstrek, much sleeker, just much better looking overall. Again, just my personal opinion. But you can see at the center of the front end, you get that satin black front grille with the 2 gray grille bars both to the right and the left of your Subaru logo. And when you come down just a little bit, you get the satin black lower fascia, which is this down here, and you can see it kind of flares in just above your fog lights on both sides, kind of similar-ish to the design that you get with the Outback. So you can kind of consider this almost like a baby Outback. But yeah, it does look a little bit different. I actually almost prefer the way the Crosstrek looks. But last but not least, you get 8.7 inches of ground clearance. So it is actually very capable when going off-road, especially if you got the wilderness, but plenty of ground clearance. If you live in a northeastern climate, you get snow, this thing will not leave you stranded in your house. You still will be able to go out as long as you have a good tire on it. But coming on down the side, as mentioned, you get the satin black lower fascia. That satin black lower fascia leads into the satin black wheel arch moldings with the venting, same kind of design trait that you get with the WRX. And when you come down, the Premium gives you these 17-inch dark gray with machine finished wheels that are wrapped in 225/60 Yokohama Geolandar G91 all-season tires. Give you a quick view of the tread pattern on these tires. In my personal opinion, I also want to throw the price of the tires on screen right now. But anyways, what I was saying was, I think the Premium is definitely a worthwhile step up above the base. This is going to give you a nicer interior, nicer looking wheels, just an overall nicer feel. The base is still going to give you everything that you need and a little bit more. But this is just, if you're still looking at saving a little bit of money or trying to be on a budget, but you want something that's a little bit nicer than the base, the Premium is definitely the way to go. I would say if you're kind of on the fence, compare the two, take both of them home for a day, test drive them, and just see which one really fits your lifestyle better. In my personal opinion, I think the extra couple grand that you get or have to spend with the Premium is definitely worth it. But again, my personal opinion. Now, this one has been optioned with the $2,245 option package 14, which obviously makes it a little bit more expensive, but you do get some nice features with that. And the first feature I want to mention is the windshield wiper de-icer. So again, if you live in a northeastern climate, you get snow. Basically, there's a part on where both of the wipers park. So there's this little strip right here, and that is like a heating element. So basically, you're not going to have ice build up on your wipers for, a safer drive. But coming on down the side, the Premium gives you these gray mirror caps with the integrated turn signals. As standard, they are manual folding, but as mentioned, this one's been optioned with option package 14. So you get the blind spot monitoring, which is what this little nipple thing looks like right here. And then also with that package, you get the heated exterior mirror. So again, another worthwhile package. You don't need it, but it is definitely a nice, thing. When we'll get into the interior, you'll see you get a power driver's seat, and that really makes it all worthwhile to me. Anyways, you might feel a little bit different, but you can see you get the satin black roof rails. The roof rails are what you get with the Premium. The base does not get the roof rails. You also get the satin black window trim. You get body color door handles with keyless access as standard. However, keyless access only on the front 2 door handles. The rear 2 door handles do not get the keyless access function. Keyless access is also what you get as standard with the Premium. Coming on towards the rear, here's a little booty shot of this thing. You can see that satin black trim leads from the front down the sides to the back. And up top here, you have your satin black antenna, body color roof spoiler with your integrated third brake light. You get a rear window defroster. You have your single speed rear wiper back here. You get standard taillights, but you do get a nice black taillight bezel. Look very good here. And then taking a look at what we got going on here in the rear, you get the chrome badging back here with the Subaru all-wheel drive badging and the Crosstrek badging, Subaru logo. You get a backup camera and a manual lift gate. You get a little pad underneath there. The vehicle is, if the vehicle is unlocked or if it's locked and you have your key fob in your pocket, it will open up. Now, one option I wanted to point out before we got into the trunk area was the $153 bumper cover, which is what this piece is right here. You can kind of see the mountains, you can kind of see more of a forest design, and then you have the ocean design right there. So if you're loading, you know, heavier objects into the vehicle and you're like kind of dragging them down, rather than scratching up the paint, you'd be scratching up this replaceable piece of plastic. Another option that we have back here is the $232 cargo cover, basically a floor mat for the trunk area. I do believe this is a tonneau cover, so basically it would go here, it would go there, and you can cover what you have in the trunk, you know, when the trunk is closed. I do believe that that does come standard because it was not on the window sticker. You get a grocery bag hook there. You also get another grocery bag hook here, as well as a halogen light. One thing that is nice, if you need a little bit of extra storage space, you can fold the second row seats down. One thing I do want to show you guys is I do have a tape measure right here, and I want to show you guys how much storage space we got back here. So I got my Milwaukee tape measure. If you guys want a Milwaukee tape measure, I'll put that on screen right now. Very nice tape measure. But from the seat back to the trunk, you get about 32 inches, more like 31.5 inches. Now when we're going from wheel well to wheel well, you get about 42 inches, maybe 42.5 inches there. And then all the way across, you probably get an additional, let's see what we get on each side. So you probably get an additional, yeah, about 4.5 inches there. So 4.5 times 2, what's that, 9? So 9 plus whatever that was there. Good amount of storage space, and that's really kind of about it for what we got going on up top here. Underneath here, you get a spare tire, your jack, and all that kind of stuff. Nice to see a spare tire on a modern vehicle. Seems like everybody's going to a tire inflator kit. And then stylistically speaking, finish things off here at the rear. You get a bunch of satin black with those 2 reflectors. And I'll throw the max tow capacity on screen right now. I believe it's like 1,500 pounds. Could be inaccurate. Anyways, last but not least, you get a 16.6 gallon fuel tank, and regular unleaded will do you just fine. And really, that's kind of about it for the exterior walk around of the Crosstrek. So this thing, you know, not going to win any races, definitely not the fastest thing in the world, but with that 2.5 liter under the hood, you can definitely feel a little extra oomph. So I guess now we should talk about performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated boxer 4-cylinder that produces 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. It's made into a Lineartronic CVT for a 0 to 60 time in 8.5 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 27 miles per gallon in the city, 33 miles per gallon on the highway for 29 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. As I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, the 2.5 liter is new to the Premium for 2025. You don't notice like a huge difference, but you definitely notice that it has a little bit more bleep than it did before. Not gonna blow your socks off, but it is a bit more powerful, and you can kind of feel it with the seat of the butt dyno, if you know what I'm talking about. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm. That's what helps me grow. Also, not only do I post review videos, I also do vlog style videos with a couple of my cars, and I also do a little bit of stuff behind the scenes on my Instagram and TikTok at 703 Speed. So if you want to see what goes on behind the scenes of a small YouTube channel and a car enthusiast, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as well as subscribe on YouTube. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, as mentioned earlier, the Premium gives you keyless access as standard. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and it will unlock. You can also lock it if you run your finger across these 2 little lines here, and it will lock back up. You get the same function over there on the front passenger side. This is what the key fob looks like. It's satin black with some satin chrome accenting, and going over the functions on it, starting from the top, you have your lock function. Subaru logo is your unlock function. That is your trunk pop function and your panic function at the bottom. Now let's see what the interior of the Premium has to offer. So taking a look at what we got going on here, this one's been spec'd with the gray cloth interior. If you're not a fan of the gray, you can also get a black cloth interior, but we're going to start here on the door panel. So you can see you get some of that gray cloth, you get this faux carbon fiber looking trim. You have your power side view mirror controls here, unlock and lock functions, automatic up and down windows in the front. You do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. That button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You also get a spot right here that not only doubles as a door handle, it also can set your phone there. Padded armrest, a little bit of storage space, a spot you can set a water bottle, and this comes standard with a 6-speaker audio system. When you adjust the audio settings, the sound system actually sounds pretty decent, but if you leave it at just what the factory has it set at, it does not sound very good. You really got to go in there and kind of mess with what your ear sounds like, and it will actually sound quite a bit better when you start messing with the bass, the mid-range, treble, etc. But anyways, we'll get into that a little bit later on. I wanted to mention that, again, this one's been optioned with the $2,245 option package 14. So with that, you get the 10-way power driver seat with 2-way power lumbar, and that also gives you heated front seats. As standard, you get a manually adjustable front passenger seat. But we're gonna step into the interior here, take a listen to what it sounds like when you close the door. Now we're gonna fire it up. And that is what the Crosstrek sounds like being fired up from the driver's perspective. And now I'm going to walk you throughout the entire interior. So starting over here, this is a defroster for your driver window. You get the same thing over there for your front passenger window. HVAC vent, some more of that faux carbon fiber trim. Down here, this is to brighten and or dim the gauge cluster as well as the backlit buttons. Coming to the side of the steering wheel, if you flip that down, that gives you access into your tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And what I mean by that, you can push the steering wheel away from you, you can bring the steering wheel towards you, and it also moves up and down. And once you find your comfortable position, all you gotta do is lock that right back into place. I wanted to check, but that's just a fuse box down in there. Now, let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like here on the Crosstrek. Not only is that your turn signal control stock, it is also your headlight control stock, fog light control stock, and obviously high beam control stock. So you have your auto, you have your running lights like parking lights, and then all the way up is headlights on. I like to leave it in automatic. One thing though I wanted to point out is that you can see right now I'm in automatic, but I have my fog lights on. The fog lights are not actually on until the automatic headlights turn on when it's dark enough outside. However, if you wanted your fog lights on and you wanted it like always on, basically, you would have to turn your headlights into the always on position, and then the fog lights would turn on. But when they're in the automatic position and the headlights are not actually on, the fog lights are not going to be on. So just something I figured I'd point out. And then zooming back out, you can see you get a vinyl wrapped steering wheel with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. Take a listen. That is what the Crosstrek horn sounds like. And now I'm going to walk you throughout the controls on the steering wheel, starting with the left side. So that is obviously to go forwards and backwards on a track. This is going to switch you between your different audio sources like AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio. If you plug into USB, Apple CarPlay, etc., that is what that does there. And then that I button as well as these up and these down arrows are for your 4.2-inch productivity screen. I'll get into that here in a second. This is to pick up on a phone call. This is to mute the audio system as well as hang up on a phone call. And then that is to speak to the vehicle. And I believe when you are connected to Apple CarPlay and you press and hold on that, it will pop open Siri. Volume controls. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, this thing does come standard with Subaru's EyeSight suite of features. So you do get adaptive cruise control with lane centering. So these are your driver assistance features. Also, this one, again, has been optioned with option package 14. So you also do get the automatic emergency steering. And I'm also going to throw this in here. You also get the rear cross traffic alert when optioning for option package 14. And then beneath that, the Premium gives you SI drive. So S and I, that's sport, that is intelligent. Those are like your different drive modes. So S, again, sport, it's going to pop up that. Basically going to give you a sharper throttle response. But if you're driving around day to day, I is probably the mode that you would want to be in. Now moving over to here, again, this is your 4.2-inch productivity screen. You can see you have your tachometer, you have your coolant temperature gauge, speedometer, you have your fuel gauge, and then you can see right there the gas pump pointing to the right. That's letting you know that the vehicle needs to be filled up with fuel on the passenger side. Up top here, you have your instant fuel economy stuff. Then that is your average trip information. To bounce between that, I believe you click on this, then you get average A, average B, and then if you wanted to reset average A, you would press and hold on this, and then those values will reset right back down to 0. Again, you get your trip reset button located there. Beneath that, you get your fuel range. You have your digital speedometer readout. That is the auto stop start stuff. Transmission status. I is, again, intelligent mode. And then that is your trip A information, 0.0 miles. Beneath that, you have your odometer. Again, to control what we got going on throughout that screen, you have these controls here. So if I go up one, you can see you get the time and the temperature. Then you have your Bluetooth device stuff, tire pressure stuff. You do have to be driving in order for it to display the tire pressure stuff. And then when the auto stop start system turns the vehicle off, this will count how long the vehicle has been turned off for on that trip, and then how much fuel it has saved on that trip with the auto stop start system. When you go down a little bit more, then you have some analytical data, some more analytical data in your fuel range, and then we're back to the screens that we started off on. So very easy to use screen, doesn't really need too much explanation there. Now moving over to here, this is your 11.6-inch Starlink infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. I wanted to mention this, that if you're comparing the base to the premium, the base gets 2 individual, I believe they're 8-inch screens. They are much cheaper looking than this screen. So if you want the nicer looking interior, definitely take a look at the premium. One thing though about all these new vehicles going to touchscreens is that you are going to get fingerprint smudges on the screen. There is a product, I used to be a car detailer, and we used to use this product called O&R. You basically put some of that with some water and you put that on a microfiber cloth and you wipe it down and then you dry it off and it looks brand new again. So if you are interested in that, I'll put that up in the upper right hand section of the video, wherever it is on that screen. Take a look at it. You don't have to buy it, just something nice little tip that I figured I'd throw in the video. Up top here, you have your hazard button, your volume control button. Press on the volume control, it will mute the audio system. If you press and hold on this button, that is how you turn the screen off. Press and hold on it, it will stop from turning back on. Then you get your front defroster, driver temperature controls, passenger temperature controls, meaning you get a dual zone automatic climate control system. Then you have your rear defroster there, tuning control. If you press and hold on this, this is going to pop open your tone settings. Like I was mentioning, these should be adjusted if you do like listening to music in your vehicle. These are the settings that I have on here right now, and I found that these sound pretty good. You get your equalizer, your balance, and your fader, and your vocal image control. At the top of the screen, you have your ambient exterior temperature, the time, then you get your Bluetooth stuff, water temperature, oil temperature, average speed, you get your weather, which is pretty cool. And then the Crosstrek Premium gives you the dual X mode. So basically it's like a traction control management system, specialized for either snow and dirt or deep snow and mud. So it's going to optimize the traction control system to try to give you as much traction as possible. That's what's pretty cool about Subaru all-wheel drive systems. They are really good. So you get that there. Then this is like your home screen. Go into the secondary screen, auto vehicle hold. That's basically how you hold the vehicle in place by itself. Like the vehicle will hold itself in place. Basically you hit the accelerator to go forward again. Traction control stuff. A very easy to use screen. You can turn the vehicle off. You get your home button there. You need to learn the home button. And then auto vehicle hold, I just went over that. That's another shortcut button for that. That is to turn the auto stop start system on or off. And then clicking on that car looking thing there, it's going to bring you into your vehicle control menu. You can turn the traction control off there. You can go in between your different X modes like I was just mentioning, or you can keep that up top there. Basically you can adjust all these different vehicle control settings, driver assistance settings, and you get some more settings there. Then if you wanted to connect a phone, you have this bubble right here. It's going to pop open the devices. You can add them, or you can delete them, or you can make one your favorite. And then you have your different driver profiles here if multiple people are driving this vehicle. Last but not least, the climate control is here on the screen. And let's say this is on, you can see the different temperature controls there. You get the fan speed. And if you wanted to pop the climate control throughout the entire screen, you can see this white outline around this little box here. You would click on that, and then it's going to pop open the climate control throughout the entire screen. You can see everything that you can see there. Pause the screen if you want to take a look in further depth. But I'm going to move on from there. Down here, you get a USB-A port, a USB-C port, and an auxiliary jack for music. You also get a little bit of storage space down there. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max for size reference. You can see actually quite a bit of storage space down there. One thing I wanted to mention, as mentioned, this one has been optioned with option package 14, and with option package 14, you get the heated front seats. You get 2 levels of adjustability, both high and low. You get an electronic parking brake. It will light up in red when the parking brake is engaged. If you wanted to disengage the parking brake, you have to push your foot against the brake, push against that, and the parking brake will disengage. You also have a manual shift mode, so if you go here into drive and you flip this to the left, you can then control the transmission with the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This is to downshift, this is to upshift. 2 cup holders, 12-volt power outlet, a little bit more storage space here, a decently padded armrest. They could put a little bit more padding here, but nonetheless it's okay. And then you get a little bit of storage space down in there. We're gonna find the exact measurement of how much storage space we have here in the center console. So let's take a look. Yeah, so about 8.5 inches there, and then about 9.5 inches from here to here. So good amount of storage space. And then last but not least, we also have this. It's about just under 6 inches from side to side. All right, now moving over to here, you can see more carbon fiber, faux carbon fiber trim. You do not get a lockable glove box, but you get a decent amount of storage space in the glove box there. Up top here, this particular vehicle has been optioned with the mirror compass with the home link. That is a $414 option. It is auto dimming. You get the compass, and then you have your home link down here, which is your universal garage door opener. You have 3 buttons for that. This is where it's going to let you know who's buckled and who is not buckled. It's going to let you know if the passenger airbag is on or off. Get your roadside assistance stuff there. These lights are LED, and as mentioned with option package 14, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this one has been optioned with option package 14. And with that package, you get the power sunroof. Not only does it tilt, but it also does slide as well, and you can control those individually here. Left is tilt, right is slide. And we can close that back up. Now, taking a look at our visors, you get the vanity mirror with the vanity light, but this particular vehicle has been optioned with the $135 LED upgrade, which changes these lights from halogen to LED. Opening this up, the visor itself does not slide in and out, but this piece does slide in and out for when the sun is in those awkward positions there. Driver gets a no poop handle, as does the front passenger. And now I want to talk about seat comfort. I think these seats are very comfortable. I would say that they're a touch on the firmer side, but I also do have the lumbar and actually the least position, so they kind of are on the firmer side in the back area, which I personally like. So if you have back problems, I think you're gonna be very comfortable in these seats personally. And now I'm just gonna throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at everything that you get as standard. You can take a look at the couple options that this vehicle has. I'd suggest take a look at the safety features, but basically I am just gonna highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2025 Crosstrek Premium is spec'd is $32,054. I feel like the price of this has gone up a little bit since 2024. I could be off about that. But for 32 grand, I think it's a nice looking vehicle, depending on the color that you get on the exterior. I think this is a very nice color. Interior is very nice. It's gonna give you everything that you need. I love how they give you the Subaru EyeSight suite of features, which is like the adaptive cruise and stuff like that. It's very, very nice vehicle, in my opinion, for the money. But I do want to show you what we got going on in the rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. I do know that there is a box right here that I could just move up and out of the way. So I'm gonna open this seat up. Now we're going to take a look at a couple things. So you can see OPU panel, a dry cleaning hook. You don't get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, but you do get one behind the front passenger seat. You get a USB-A port and a USB-C port back here. You get the same stuff on that side. You also get a center fold down armrest here with 2 cup holders, which makes the driving experience in the second row very nice. Then you get an LED light up top there. And speaking of headroom, I've got plenty of headroom. I'm 5'9", and then knee room being 5'9", adjusted behind myself. Plenty of knee room. There's another view of that. Plenty of leg room as well. But really, that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in the interior of this thing. So, you know, we talked about the exterior, we talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of this thing. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. It is a CVT, and there's definitely more power here with the 2.5 liter. Now, is it a astronomical difference? No, but is it noticeable? Yes, it is. And most of that power, from what I feel, is down low. Like, it's just got a little more oomph. You don't have to really wind it out as much. Now, you are gonna have to wind this engine out if you're really trying to, you know, merge into traffic and everybody's moving pretty quick. You are gonna have to get on this engine because it's not that fast. But, you know, I don't think you're buying a Crosstrek to try to, you know, break any speed records. But that being said, it is going to have enough power for you to do day-to-day grocery shopping, going to school, going to work, and it's going to do all of that very efficiently. I don't know if you guys caught up to what I was saying. Oh, I think this is an LT1. Yeah, I think sounds good. But what I was saying was, it gets 27 miles per gallon in the city and over 30 miles per gallon on the highway, which is excellent for a little SUV like this. What's also nice about Subaru products is that they all have all-wheel drive as standard. So that may not matter for you if you live in Florida, but it might, because maybe you have a jet ski and you don't necessarily need a bigger vehicle than a Crosstrek. Well, this is going to pull your jet ski. Actually, funny enough, I have a buddy who just got a jet ski, and he's towing it with his like 2008 or 2010 Toyota Camry with a 4-cylinder. So these little cars will do it. This will pull a brush trailer, and it will also tow a jet ski. And it's nice to have all-wheel drive when pulling out of the boat ramp because it can get slick. But it also is nice if you live in the northeastern climate or a colder climate where you get snow. It has all-wheel drive as standard, and this is also a fantastic all-wheel drive system as well. Guy's ripping on that thing. Sounds pretty good. I am a GM guy, so that thing does sound pretty good, but that is a total different car that what we're dealing with today. I also do believe, from what I've been told, that this is a new color for 2025, and it is beautiful. If you do like a blue color, this is a very nice color. That thing is very loud. It is a very nice color, especially accenting with the wheels that are on this thing. But driving impressions, you know, as you can tell from stoplight to stoplight, in this kind of driving, it doesn't need any more power than it has. We might try to get up to highway speeds, but really, you know, this isn't really a great place to get up to, you know, 70 miles an hour. Really, the highest I might go is about 55 miles an hour. And that's what we'll do here. And I'll give you a little test of what it sounds like road noise and wind noise wise, but I'm gonna wait for this light to turn green. All right, light is green. Watch this acceleration. Unfortunately, the guy in front of us is going slow as molasses, but here's a little something. Get up to about 60. And now take a listen to the road and the wind noise. A little breezy, remember. So if you have an older Crosstrek and you're debating getting into a newer one, maybe 2024 or 2025, there is a lot more sound insulation from my experience from the 2023 to the 2024, and obviously this is being basically just an evolution from 2024 to 2025. It's basically the same thing other than the bigger engine under the hood. So it is much better at speed when it comes to road and wind noise. Again, just from what I've experienced comparing the older models to this model. And now I'm trying to get the auto stop start system to turn the vehicle off, but it does not seem to want to do that. But I wanted to show you the feature that basically turns the vehicle off, and then it shows you how long the vehicle has been off for and how much fuel it has saved with the auto stop start system. But once this light turns green, I'm also going to do a little adaptive cruise control test so you guys can kind of get an idea of what to expect with the Subaru EyeSight suite of features. Also, as mentioned, this thing has a 6-speaker sound system, and while it's not the best sound system in the world, if you're not like super super into audio, you're gonna be totally fine here with this audio system. It actually does sound pretty good when you adjust the settings and stuff like that. But I do want to show you guys again the adaptive cruise control system. So I am gonna turn that on, and I'm gonna go about this speed, and I'm just gonna let the car do the work, right? So it's gonna do its own thing here. And I do believe I can click this button right here, and now it's gonna keep me centered in the lane. So I can kind of adjust the speed a little bit here. And it's basically driving itself, right? So that is what's nice on a vehicle like this. We have a little curve coming up here. Let's see how well it's gonna do. Definitely don't wanna hit that nice blue BMW. But I mean, look at this, guys. Keep hands on wheel. It wants you to keep your hands on the wheel, but at the same time, you can take your hands off of the wheel, and it will do its thing. I mean, look, we just went around that curve. I didn't do any of the steering. This thing did most of the steering, and it does a great job. Subaru's EyeSight suite of features, I really love having this, and you can even get this kind of stuff on a vehicle that costs, you know, $25,000, which is awesome. Okay, now it's back. But it does want you in every, well, let's see, what's this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About every 10 seconds it'll throw up an alert here. 10 to probably 15. Yeah, 10 to 15 seconds it throws up an alert. But as you can see, we're gonna do another sharp curve here, and it just does great. I mean, I love having that kind of stuff on a vehicle of this caliber. You know, it's not super expensive, but you're still getting really, really nice features for the money. So just an overall really nice vehicle, especially if you get option package 14. I mean, this thing is really going to give you everything that you need on a vehicle and more, all the nice convenience features. You can, I think, get a wireless charging pad with this thing. It is an additional cost, but really that's the only thing that this thing is missing, other than maybe leather. But you know, how much more do you really need? So if you're on a budget, take a look at this car. It is really, really nice, and I do believe the premium is worth the step up over the base. I'm gonna wait for this light to turn green, and then we're gonna do a full throttle acceleration to 60 miles an hour here to the left. All right, guys, I am gonna put it into sport mode for optimal results here. All right, straighten out, floored. 60. So it is much, much quicker than the 2-liter. I mean, I remember the 2-liter is just like, and it just takes about a second longer to 60 miles an hour. And that second, when you're doing a 0 to 60 test, is a lot of time. I know, again, this vehicle is not all about 0 to 60s. That does not matter. But, you know, in stoplight to stoplight traffic, it is a good metric because it kind of just gives you an idea of what kind of acceleration you can expect. So while this thing is not going to be the quickest thing in the world, it is more than enough power, more than enough get up to get you where you need to go in day-to-day stuff. If you're looking for something that's a little bit quicker, I would say look elsewhere. Maybe take a look at the Outback turbo models, because those will give you 260 horsepower and they feel a heck of a lot quicker than this. This thing's got more than enough get up, in my personal opinion, and it's just a really nice vehicle overall, interior, exterior wise, for the money. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Again, the likes, comments, and subscriptions look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm. That is what helps me grow and achieve my dreams. Also, I also post car enthusiast content. I have a couple cars that I do modifications to and stuff like that, in addition to my review videos. So if you guys like Corvettes, you like Camaros, or if you like Volkswagen, Karmann, Gias, I have it all. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want a little bit more content, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at 703speed. But again, that is it for today's video. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.